What I want to do is we just had an update from police as they were letting everyone know where they are in this investigation with this shooting that took place at a Virginia high school. Again, reports are saying 2 people were injured, but thankfully police say those injuries were not life-threatening. Let's go listen into the latest that they just briefed the media and people about just moments ago.
That you all have given us, there's just a lot of things going on here that we've got to settle down and get calm to. We wanted to get out some message to our community because it matters, right? The most important asset we have is our young people and our youth of this city. You know, our number one goal is to make sure that they're safe, and that's what they're doing right now as we speak. At 11:30, well, I guess I should start. I have Dr. Parker here with me, school superintendent. We've been in constant communications since the incident happened. Chief Johnson, I have Representative Brian Dugan from the FBI. And then we have a plethora of resources. The state police is here, numerous federal agencies are here, and the most impressive thing is the communication working together. But I want to share with you a little bit about what we know. Bear with me, because there's some things that I can't go into, and there's some things that I will try to clear up some of the things that the community and concerns that we have going on, okay? 11:38 today, we responded to a call of a shooting inside here at Heritage High School. Officers responded. Inside, we had, as you imagine, a little bit of chaotic scene. It was to try to get things under control as quickly as we could, locate our shooter, and protect our students. The school has been completely evacuated. We did that with federal resources and primarily the Newport News Police Department, the Sheriff's Office, and firemen helping us along with paramedics. We transported 4, maybe 5 individuals to area hospitals. 2 are suffering from a gunshot wound. 1 has been struck in the side of the face area. 1 has been struck in the lower leg. Both of those shooting victims are 17. I have a male that has been shot in the side of the face and a female that's been shot in the lower leg. The reports I just got from the hospital is neither one are considered life-threatening. And I thank God for that. That is the most important thing, those 2 individuals, first off. The individual has also been transported that had a sprained or broken arm. I don't want to go too much into that because I'm not sure exactly, but Chief Johnson followed up with that for me. I believe that happened when as individuals were running out of the school, may have fallen on his arm, but we'll find more about that. Another individual that had asthma was transported for breathing issues. All right, we're hearing that there may be another that went straight to another hospital, but we know that we only have at this point two shooting victims. Once the school was evacuated, Chief Creswell handled the scene outside along with Chief Johnson. Myself and Chief Grinstead with the assets inside. Captain Hires, his precinct, facilitated getting the students out. I will tell you the teachers did an amazing job. Students did an amazing job funneling through. We placed most of them, and Dr. Parker will probably be more elaborate than I am, but to outside the building towards the tennis courts, and he can talk to you a little bit about how we're getting students home. But at this point right now, the FBI and the police department are surgically going through and searching, along with state troopers, are searching every inch of the school. They've given us the master keys. We'll go through and check every room, every hallway, closet, gymnasium, library. I'm not rushing through that. I need to make sure that there's no one else inside that school. We don't believe there's anyone injured. It is very possible and probable we may find a student or a teacher, an employee that didn't answer right away, that might have been scared. It's in a closet or in a locked room. That we anticipate that. But that's what we're doing right now, is at least searching to make sure that everything's okay. I really I understand how chaotic it has been for parents to try to figure out what's happened and what's going on. I think the parents have done an amazing job. Family members that have come, I understand that just the uncertainty, is my child okay? So we're trying to get as much information out as we can. I will tell you that there's been some evidence recovered at the scene and in other parts of the school grounds. But I don't want to go into that because there's kind of 3 components we have working right now. We have our component at the hospital making sure that our 2 victims are okay. I need to be constant updated on how they're doing. The second is the tactical exercise that's going on inside the building, making sure that everything is cleared and the buildings are safe and we don't have anyone else inside. The third component then is trying to find our suspect. There is some footage and some evidence there that we're looking at. We'll be working with the FBI and schools to give us some information, but I'm confident we'll be able to determine who this individual is. The why and all those things we'll follow later. We'll find that. But I need to make sure that people are okay. I cannot thank enough Dr. Parker and staff. They just did a phenomenal job, sir. Chief Johnson and the fire department. I've been in contact with the city manager, Roth, immediately. So there's a lot of information going. Things are working the way we'd like them to see work. But I understand it is a little bit chaotic, and I understand that families not knowing what's going on with their loved ones. but I just appreciate so much the students and how the faculty and staff have responded, as well as the officers here. I'm going to step out of the way. I don't want
Chief Drew, real quick, so the suspect is not in custody?
The suspect is not in custody at this time.
Is the suspect a student?
We're trying to put all that together.
Okay. Do you believe that the victims were known to the suspect?
Yes.
Could you elaborate on a fight that was going on in the cafeteria?
No,
before
I
all
don't.
this?
Nope. I don't. Because
there an active threat to the community
So the
right now?
reason. So again, right? Let's just make sure we get accurate information. The most important thing is making sure that everyone's okay, clearing the school. There's a whole nother component of the department looking to see who this individual is and why that happened. We do believe that they knew each other, but until that individual is in custody, when you ask me about a threat, I don't believe that this is an individual that is searching the community to hurt members. I think that there was some type of altercation, but I don't want to speculate on what that is. I don't want to go that until we know for sure. So I want to make sure we don't taint anything. I want to make sure we reach out and talk to our Commonwealth attorney as soon as I get to a point where I know that the school is secure, right? So, but remember, there's 3 parts: how our people are doing at the hospital, making sure that the school is cleared, and then the investigation part on our suspect and locating, identifying him.
Were the 4 injured students?
Yes.
All 4?
Yes.
Are parents still picking up their children?
I'm going to
right
let Dr. Parker talk a little bit about that. I don't want to get that confused.
Good evening. Under these circumstances, we're speaking right now, students are being transported home. We have a parent pickup area at the tennis court, and we also have called for early bus pickup. So our buses have already staged and have picked up the remaining students that have not been picked up by their families. So we are reaching out electronically to parents to keep them informed of this situation. And we also want to confirm that all students are at home safely this evening. So we're working out details on how we'll do that. This was very chaotic, but I would say that the police and local authorities handled this matter as best possible to make sure students were safe throughout from the time I arrived. We had the area contained. We allowed parents to pick up students who were on site and put verification processes in place to ensure that students our middle schoolers were going home with their actual parents and our guardians. So I want to commend the police for allowing us to manage our students safely and allow access for our parents even during an active crime scene. That was, if you can understand, that was very chaotic, and there were a lot of folks who were really traumatized by this matter. I also want to commend the Heritage staff who protected their students, made sure they exited the building, made sure they got to a safe area, and also were with us throughout that time to make sure that to assist with crowd control. Principal Hunter put out accurate communication in a timely way to parents and families. Under these circumstances, we can only respond, but I think our staff and our local authorities did a wonderful job. So I just want to commend them.
Have you talked to the parents of the kids that got shot?
No, ma'am, we have not. And when those students are identified, that will be one of the first things we will do, is make sure that we reach out to and support those families.